This video is for entertainment purposes only. Shantae. Woo, I got some news for y'all today, honey. I got some news for y'all today. Hey, brother. What's going on? Greetings, brother. Hey, greetings. Give me a second. I'm going to bring him in. But let me get these words out, because brother said he'd been on for 2 hours, so I need to get a couple things off my chest first. I know I ain't been live in a minute. How y'all doing? Thank you. I appreciate you. Hi, Healthy Creative Gardens. SGK. Capri. Hey. Man, y'all know I'm about to go in, right? Y'all know I'm about to go in, especially with all this craziness that's going on with Trump. And they sitting there playing in our damn faces. You know I'm about to go in on that, right? I'm going in. Damn. Y'all know I'm about to go in, right? Ooh, there's some more people coming on the live. There's some more people coming on the live. I'm doing good. Hey, Von X9. Hey, I tagged you on a Instagram page of a guy. Trump already checked out. He already checked out. Don't let today's shit fool you. Don't let that deep fake and that voice box fool you. I posted that on my Instagram today. Okay? I posted it on my Instagram today. They late to class. She cracking me up. She said they late to class. Hold up, man. Don't they late to class? They late to class. I was asleep with something saying, wake up and here you are. Blissful grand rising. I kept thinking that man was gone. Man, been gone. At least a good 7 or 8 days now. Been gone. What was that being thrown out the White House? You know what? I saw that because I put that in my stories, right? Y'all saw I put that in my stories. Ah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I like my lashes, honey. I like the way they make me look. I love it. Good thing I got off TikTok. You got me with that Erica Badu. Hey, hey. The truth is stranger than fiction. I just put the video up for y'all to see the proof of it. You know what I'm saying? There's so much I could speak on that whole thing right there, man. But I said I'm just gonna put that up there and responded to a lot of you guys' comments about that. And I know some of y'all wasn't feeling that. Some of y'all were just trying to figure out a way to try to excuse the behavior. But listen, as a goddess myself, okay? And I don't have a problem with anyone being a witch. Okay? I don't have a problem with that. My issue is it's what you're doing with it. Right? It's what you're doing with it. Now I'm gonna put y'all up on game about something that you guys should be aware of. There are, let's just say, witches chats. There are covenants that are very real. There are networks of different degrees and levels of witches. Okay. And they talk. They talk. And some of these witches are very well known in Hollywood, very well known in the entertainment business, because that sector isn't that big. It's not as big as you might think that it would be. Okay. Especially when you're dealing with certain types of people that are operating on certain types of levels. So when I come out, if you guys ever see me come out and push something out, number one is to make you aware. That's number one. It doesn't have anything to do with me fear mongering. It doesn't have anything to do with anything like that at all. It has everything to do with me making you aware of certain things. Things are not always what they seem with these people. And what I'm exposing is the fact that a lot of the entertainment business, whether you're in movies, whether you're doing music, okay, especially as it pertains inside the United States, there is a good old boys and a good old girls club that exists. There's a lot of rituals that take place within the business. There's a lot of sacrificing that takes place within the business. There's a lot of contracts that are done that take place within the business. Okay. There is a lot of things that take place within the business. A lot of people are replaced within the business. Okay. A lot of cloning takes place within the business. Okay. It is what it is. And that's not just those particular industries. It's just that you have certain key players that are owners of certain industries, such as the music, such as entertainment. You have certain key players that are part of certain organizations, certain secret societies that are placed in positions of power over certain sectors, let's just say, of the business of music or the business of Hollywood, or even when it comes to sports sectors. Anytime that you see someone being chosen to be famous or chosen to be put out there on a certain platform or placed on a particular pedestal or what have you, I am explaining to you that there are gatekeepers in the business. And these gatekeepers are ancient ones. These are people that have been here for a very, 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 very long time. I'm talking about beyond your life expectancy, been here that long. I'm just simply exposing it for what it is. Okay? I'm just exposing it. Now, if you guys got a problem with that, that's your problem. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Okay? Hey, Light Mama, how are you? I'm doing great, Smurfette. That's why I never took my talent to Hollywood. Now, let me just say this. As someone who has worked in the music business, I came into the game. I told y'all many times that I came into the game as a writer. Got very, very popular as a blogger. Then transitioned out into PR. Then transitioned out into marketing. Then transitioned out into touring. Then got into music management. So I was doing music management and touring at the same time. Okay. Work with a lot of known artists. Okay. But I told you I didn't experience some of that other stuff because I wasn't working in that sector of the business. Now, so I can speak to that. That's why when people say things like, well, you don't know such and such, I'm like, you don't know who I know. Y'all are new to, some of y'all are very new to this page. And you guys think you know everything and you think you know me and you don't have a clue as to who you're talking to or who you're dealing with. I'm going to tell you that right now. So if I come out on someone, and for those of you that do know me, that like, in other words, when I say know me, I'm talking about those of you who have been rocking me for a long period of time. You guys know I'm not going to put something out there that isn't factual. I'm going to put something out there. Now, whether or not you're aware of certain things is totally up to y'all. But I don't put stuff out there just be putting stuff out there. If I put something out there, I put something out there for a reason. Okay? And that is simply to expose you to something that you may have suspected, but you weren't sure. It's kind of like that. It's like, let me show you this. And then y'all run with that and let you look at the visuals and the optics and everything and look at the associations and affiliations. Then critically think and ask yourself, why would this individual be affiliated or associated with this particular individual? There has to be a reasoning behind that. Folks just don't come together and affiliate with certain types of individuals unless they're looking for something such as power. And there's a lot of people out here that are very power hungry. Okay? Because they got some shit going on within themselves that they haven't healed from. So they feel like they need to they feel like they need to seek power outside of themselves because they feel like it makes them feel a certain particular type of way when really the power comes from within. So when I see an original coming out and carrying themselves a certain type of way, I'm going to call it straight out. That's just what it is. Okay? Because your power comes from within. It never comes from without. Never. So for some of you individuals out there that are that's on a quest for power, I don't have to be as popular as you for me to have surmountable amounts of power. I don't need to. I don't need to do a deal with the devil. I don't need to do contracts with people that I don't know and I don't know their background. I don't need to do contracts with folks, period, for me to have a tremendous amount of power. When you know who you are, you walk in your power. You don't need to gain power from someone outside of yourself. Period. Most divine mothers are naturally gifted and don't need to be worshipped. That is correct. Absolutely not. Worshipping something outside of yourself should never happen. And the truth of the matter is that's religious teachings. Worshipping something outside of yourself is religion. Okay? Divinely guided. Boom. Now, let's get to this Trump situation. Let's get to the Trump situation. I know you guys were wanting to get my take on this whole thing. And I wasn't even going to do a live because I wasn't really in the mood to do a live because I had to do a mission today and it was very successful. And I was thinking, do I have the energy to do that? Because I wanted to get on here with my brother. But for some reason, he's not able to get on here. It's not letting him get on here. So, and he had been on 2 hours prior to, and I just jumped on his live, called myself Bogart in his live, and I was trying to get on there, and he's on there via StreamYard, and that's just like, bruh, you just making it impossible. There you are. I'm trying to bring you in, but it ain't let me. You got to get on there with your phone. I just sent you another invite. It's not letting me, though. Oh, you on here?
Yeah, 1 second. I'm in the kitchen now because I'm in the midst of eating my
Oh, why did
food.
you tell me you was eating?
I was about to, and then literally, as I was about to hit send, I got the notification. So I'm gonna just turn my camera and my mic
Nah,
off while.
nah, nah. Get off. Let me talk to these folks because they be acting funny. Get
All
off,
right,
eat, and then when you're ready, I'll bring you back on.
all right, okay, no problem.
All right, brother. All right. So this Trump situation. So today they call themselves showing a speech. Now I want you to keep in mind, I've already posted a video yesterday where this guy named Henry started doing some breakdowns about the photos that they were leaking out of Trump, right? And this dude literally didn't have any eyes, or his eyes were black. That was a doppelganger Okay, that's all that was, a doppelganger. And let me break it down to y'all. Yes, they do have the technology to create doppelgangers. Yes, this is a real thing. Okay. Yes, they do have the ability to create deep fakes. Yes, they have the ability to have someone play the role of somebody else by simply adding a voice box. And the last post I put up today, they showed him supposedly going live on air. Okay. And they utilized a voice box. And I asked y'all, did you guys hear the voice box? Right? I asked y'all, go to the front of my page on Instagram, look at the last post I just put up, and watch it. And I also specifically said, they said no tan and no hair too. I specifically said deep fake. Now, feel with your heart space. Did that feel real to you? Do you think that was really him? Okay? That's the question I ask you guys. All right? Cloning is, listen, when people say cloning is continuing, listen, cloning has been going on since the beginning of time, babes. That ain't nothing new. That's just new. It's just new to the people that are finding out about it. But cloning's been going on longer than what they even put out there. Cloning's been going on for a very, very long time. Okay? This is nothing new under the sun. Now, let me give you the breakdown about how these ancient ones do it, how they get down. Now, Little Miss Lammy is an ancient one. She is a fallen Anunnaki. Okay? She is an ancient one. Period. She was raised and brought up by Lucifer. That's number one. But she's old. And there are beings out here that have the ability to jump from vessel to vessel. They have consciousness transfer. They have destiny swap. You can do this on a spiritual level, and you can do this on a technological level. If you are online, okay, they have the ability to grab your likeness, your image, your voice, the whole nine. I talked about this in some of my previous lives about how they create these artificial worlds and they transfer your image, your likeness and everything, your mannerisms and everything over to this artificial world. You guys may know it as it's called the metaverse. That's what you guys know it as. It's called the metaverse. Okay? And they can literally create a whole identical version of yourself utilizing AI. Utilizing your voice, your likeness, and they can get a hold of your consciousness, transfer it over to a chip, and place that chip into a new vessel. That is a very real thing that happens. Okay? No, I haven't seen Nicholas 1968. No, I have not. She's always surrounded by so many countless celebrities, and she's very lethal and dangerous. That is correct. She has killed a lot of people in Hollywood, especially originals. She has helped presidents get into office. So I don't mind exposing it. I exposed it. I exposed it. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Now, she's a high-powered witch. Okay? The way she operates and the way she does things, you guys can't even begin to imagine the level that that lady operates on. And it's not just her. There's a few other ones, such as the one I showed you that was in the video with her yesterday. Period. You don't have no videos or have yourself in photos and things of that nature with that being unless you got business with that being. And I'm talking about real business. I'm not talking about no pseudo business. I'm talking about real business when you want to get access to power. Those individuals are operating in a certain type of way and are operating on certain types of levels. This is the reason why I can only get so far on my social media, because they know I will expose the hell out of that shit in a heartbeat. Yeah, that's correct. I don't know. But I'm gonna tell you something. I could tell y'all some stories right now that would have your wig would be blown back so far out here that you wouldn't have nothing else to pick up. That is correct. At Niji222. Very good, astute observation. You are correct. That is correct. Anybody that you see associated with her, she owns them via contract. That means that she has also the power to make a call to expire you and have you cloned. Malcolm Jamal Warner was one of them. Anybody coming in to sign a contract with that woman or anybody that she is affiliated with, and a lot of our people have suffered. A lot of our people have suffered. There are certain individuals that control certain sectors of Hollywood, or they control Hollywood. Now, there's another subsector of individuals that you'll never see nor ever hear about that control that shit. Okay, these are people that you don't see in the public. These are people that are very much hidden behind the scenes, that are operating on certain levels of power. Okay? But I'm trying to make you guys understand this world is not ran the way that you think that it's ran. And I'm gonna share something with you about that too. I'm only going to say with so much with this, with certain things I'm not going to say, and certain things I'm not going to bring up. But what I'll say to you is, these presidents don't become presidents because of elections. Now, use your imagination from there. Well, when you've been on the earth, as long as she's been on the earth, you're not exactly going to look your best. Most of those people look like walking death. That in itself, you should have been questioning and asking critical thinking questions. Everybody knows that's ever worked in the entertainment business knows who she is. Now, she made the mistake of starting coming out in the public. But a lot of people, she is taken right on up out of here. Okay? All good, all good. Just take your time, relax, take your shoes off, relax, relax, relax. Mr. Synchronicity is absolutely correct. It's deeper than, well, it's deeper than that. And Scandal, you had old girl's father that was the unseen hand behind the scenes that was running the show. The funny thing about that is that they was really putting some real truth out there in that movie Scandal, because there are black nobility that has an extreme amount of power. These are called Moors, and not the Moors that you're thinking about. Not the Moors that you're thinking about. You see, the real Moors have a lot of money and they have a lot of power. A lot. You guys think you know what's going on in this world, but you really don't. Okay? If it all goes all the way back to the story of Tamari. You got to take it all the way back before the United States Corporation. Remember, there were 7 black presidents and they were all Moors. And then Abraham Lincoln is also a Moor, and they whitenized him. And George Washington was also a Moor, and he whitenized him. And every president after him until the 1940s were all Moors. All of them were. All of them were. But don't get me started, because that individual was even around when they was around in existence and doing contracts. And you got some people out here that are so damn thirsty that likes placing themselves in positions with certain individuals, not having a full understanding about what they're actually dealing with. If you are an original, I'm going to tell y'all something. If y'all are original and you get caught up with that, you deserve everything you have coming to you. Discernment is key. If you're not discerning, well, then you ask for what you ask for. A contract is a contract. Because originals are 10 times more powerful than that bullshit that people out there getting themselves involved with. But sometimes originals don't know who they are. And they get themselves mixed up with all different types of people, not fully being aware of who they're dealing with or what they're dealing with and the affiliations and who they're talking to and all that. But if I would sit there and do a whole map and was to point and connect the dots on this whole shit, see, I want you guys to understand something. The old America is done. It's never going to go back to the way it was before, ever. That is over. That is done with. You are now operating in the age of Aquarius, which means what? It means that for some of you who feel like you've been dying, who feel like you're not getting any further than where you are, let me ask you a question. Are you tapping into your spirituality? Are you taking the time out to heal yourself? Because in this time of Aquarius, it's going to require you to become spiritual. If you're trying to still hold on to the old ways of how they used to do things back in the age of Pisces, then yes, you're going to feel like you're dying off because you are dying off of that old system. So you're going to feel that way. I'm going to tell you this right now. If this is how you're feeling, you are going to feel that way because you're not getting the cues that it's time for you to step up and it's time for you to elevate. It's time for you to raise your frequency. It's time for you to raise your vibration. It's time for you to heal. It's time for you to start reaching for higher things. Or you have a choice of free will. You can go over, we can go ahead and keep leaving with that split with the old world and watch it die off because that's exactly what's going to happen. The old world is dying off, and people that are still attached to the old world is dying off with them, with it. Okay, Mr. Synchronicity. I took my daughter to an audition for Disney years ago that they marketed for the hood. I could feel something was not right. Needless to say, she did not do well. You know what? The split's been going on. Money Go, they've been trying to get you to sign since 2020. See, here's what happens with most people that they're not aware of. I'm gonna put y'all up on game about something. The way these contracts are structured, they place spells, seals, sigil magic in hidden clauses that you cannot see with the naked eye. That's number one. Number two, they make the contract so damn long that you might read through the first like 10, 15 pages, and then you get tired of reading all of that legal jargon, and then you just sign the damn contract. That's what most people do. They just say, okay, I'm just going to read the contract, but they're not reading the fine print. They're just up and signing contracts because they're thirsty for money. Okay, they're just up. They're signing contracts. They're doing that. And I've talked. Do you have any idea how many celebrities I've talked to about this? I've had to help certain celebrities help themselves get out of contracts. I told you I'm a breaker of contracts on a spiritual level and on a physical level. I'm a breaker of contracts. I taught contract law for 25 years, so I know how that go. Okay. And on a spiritual level, my ranking gives me the power and the ability to break a contract, especially if they weren't forthcoming within the contract, if they weren't forthcoming within the details, if they were slipping things in there that the person couldn't see with the naked eye, I can easily break that contract. Okay? In the music business, there are contracts that are placed with certain women when they sign contracts. And some of the clauses that are in their contracts is that they got to take down certain artists. Now, I want you to think about that Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion situation that took place. I want you to think about that. I want you to think about Rihanna's contract. I want you to think about why she's not putting out music anymore. She's not putting out music anymore because she doesn't want to. She's not putting out music anymore. Well, she's not putting music out anymore because of how she was treated when she was in the business. And she knows what those contracts entail, and she's not going for it. She got tired of the bullshit. She got tired of them threatening her. There's a lot of people in the space right now that exist that have been killed off and cloned right in front of your faces. And a lot of them are originals. A lot of them are originals. They have been harvesting our energy so much when it comes to our singers, our entertainers. We are the ones that get killed off the quickest. From sports, okay, to music, to movies. A lot of our people get killed in these spaces. after they've been destiny swapped and consciousness transferred out. Have y'all saw the new Dwayne Rock Johnson? Have y'all seen how crazy he looks now? Have you seen? Do you think that's the real Dwayne Rock Johnson? Do you think that Tory Lanez that you see that's locked up in prison? Do you think that's the original Tory Lanez? I showed you guys a picture of him back in 2023, and I literally said, "Are you guys sure this man is alive?" Because when I look at his picture, it shows him literally laying there dead. His eyes and everything was completely lifeless. I was like, "Are you sure?" And this is what they do: they make a mockery after they kill you. And they put you out there just like they did Sandra Bland. They put the shit out there and they do it to us all the time. They put the shit out there, spin some bullshit ass story. Okay, remember Michael Jackson? Oh, he died of drugs. Remember that? Prince, same thing. Whitney, same thing. They couldn't get the Kanye the way they wanted to get the Kanye, but they was damn sure putting heavy witchcraft on his ass half to death and taking him out of his damn mind because that man had been conscious swapped. When your mind is conscious swapped, people have the ability to control your mind to have you do things that you normally wouldn't do. And a lot of people dismiss that man as being crazy. No, he was telling y'all the truth. You just didn't know what type of magic that was placed over him where they could control him. You remember the live I did the other night with my peoples? And I talked about how they do the destiny swaps and the conscious swaps with the congregations of the churches and all the different bigger organizations, and how they do a tremendous amount of witchcraft and seals and sigil magic over the people to influence the people within their congregations to control them and harvest their energy. All you gotta do is open up your eyes and look around you. But I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put something out there. There's one particular organization soon that's about to fall apart. It's gonna dismantle itself. It's already in the process of dismantling itself right now. Because the person that was in charge of that whole thing, their time is up. Their contract is up. Their time is up. And they're a part of the old system. That thing is gonna fall completely apart and fall apart. The situation with Donald Trump, he's a part of the old system. He got to go. So what he did contracts with to protect him took his ass right on up out of here. And now what they're doing is they're scrambling because they're trying to control the midterms that's coming up. You probably are not going to hear anything about this man dying off until after the midterms. Now, I don't know what they're going to do to keep this whole charade going because a lot of people are taking the videos and breaking that whole shit down. They can tell when CGI is being utilized. They can tell when something's a deep fake. There's technology out here now that tells them when something is what. So you got folks out here that are really scrutinizing anything this man does at this point. Any pictures they put out on the internet, the whole nine. You got folks out here because people are not stupid. The veil has been lifted. Again, we're in the age of Aquarius, and we know that our government has the ability to utilize AI and various other different technologies to fool the masses. It doesn't take much to fool y'all because most of y'all are in your headspace and you're not utilizing your heart to feel. If you can't feel the energy or you can't feel or use your heart space to discern, you're just going to be like everybody else, an NPC. NPCs can't discern shit. I saw his hand. Now, I am, yes, but yes, she did die twice. And that's funny because, there was Queen Elizabeth I and then Queen Elizabeth II, and both of them were Alpha Draconians. And they were sisters. There's going to be so much information that's going to be revealed to you guys over these next several months, it's going to blow your wig off. Okay? So much revelation is going to come about now. I want you to pay attention to the peacefulness and ease of energy and the quietness that you're going to start seeing amongst the people. I want you to pay attention to that. Because, see, there were things that were placed on this planet to hide the truth, that keep you from seeing other planetary bodies, that keep you from seeing the world and how beautiful it really is, that keep you from seeing a lot of things. You see, everything operates according to frequency, which is why they work so hard to bring the frequency of the planet down all the time. The lower the frequency, the less you see. The higher the frequency, the more that you see. Okay? So I want you to think about it from this perspective. The more you heal, the more you expand. Up here, the more you expand, the more you see. The more you vibrate higher. Yes, yes, fortunately, the revolution shall be televised. It will be. It's happening now. String theory, yes, string theory has definitely came up. That's come up in conversation with us as well. That's funny. Right on time. Thank you, baby. Now, I'm going to share something with you guys. And this is only going to be for those who are vibrating on a certain level that's going to be able to see this. But I am going to make you guys aware of something. Some information, some intel that I just got access to today. Before I tell this information, I'm going to share a story with you guys about the true story of the Grand Canyon and what happened. The Grand Canyon. Were you guys aware that the reason why that Grand Canyon is there in the first place is because of Nibiru? Gaia was very, very, very angry. And when she got angry, you see, the more the negative, more the negativity that comes to the planet, there's one or two, there's either going to be a ship or a planet that's going to pull up on you. It's either going to be planet X, which is Atlanthea, which is the planet of justice, or Nibiru. So the more negative and the lower vibrational frequency it becomes, the more Xylanthia starts to pull in. The frequency begins to start getting high, Xylanthia starts to pull back out. In Nibiru's case, Gaia got very, very angry. And that frequency was pulling in Nibiru. Now, there were some things that took place with the Anunnaki that was actually flying that ship Nibiru. And there was a fight that broke out on that ship. Okay? There was a fight that broke out on that ship amongst the Anunnaki. And in the process of that fight taking place on that ship, it crashed into the firmament, went through the firmament, and hit the area that you know today, which is called the Grand Canyon. That is how it was formed. Okay? Now, there were pieces of Nibiru that were in the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon also became a center hub for beings to transport from one place to another, from one galaxy to another. There are stargates there. There are pyramids there. There is a crystal city there that exists. And very powerful beings that are there that protect that place, and various areas that you can go to that would take you inside the inner earth and also take you to other galaxies at the Grand Canyon because of that. Now, after the United States Corporation was created, those corporation presidents decided that they were going to block off the Grand Canyon from people going there by taking ownership over the whole area and utilizing the military to keep people away from there. And it's been blocked off from the public ever since. Now, there are, well, I'll say this, the types of beings that are there protecting that place. You see, nefarious beings call themselves lining around the perimeter of the actual Grand Canyon, right? But they could never get to the areas of the Grand Canyon that they want to get access to because of the guardians that are there. And they say that any nefarious being that tries to go in there and try to confiscate anything from there, their asses get snatched and they're never seen again. So what they did was they created a barrier outside of the area that's being protected by the beings from that area, right? They're like, okay, well, we can't get in there and get nothing because we're going to get our asses whooped, so we're not doing that. So let's create a perimeter outside the Grand Canyon where we won't let the originals or anybody else get anywhere near that part, okay? Because what they understood was that the originals were the ones that had the key codes that has the ability to get to certain areas of that Grand Canyon and travel through those portals and those stargates over there to get from one galaxy to another or go inside the inner earth. I want you guys to be clear. You cannot get into any of these places unless you have the key codes to get there. And they have utilized and killed our people to try to get access to the key codes, and it still didn't work. They were eating us. It didn't work. They took our skin and made sleeves out of us. It didn't work. Nothing they did worked. So those Draconians and those Greys and those Men in Black and all those other nefarious beings said, okay, we're going to put a parameter around there and we're going to make sure that nobody gets over there. If we can't get in, y'all ain't getting in either. You got to get past us first. And those are hybrids. Very dangerous, but at the same time, can very dangerous, but when you know who you are, could easily be taken the hell right on up out of here. If you are an original that knows who they are. Kind of like that, kind of like that. Now, I'm going to share something with you guys. You guys are going to see Nibiru soon. Very, 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 very soon. I don't know how y'all going to take that. This isn't going to be any type of Project Bluebeam because Bluebeam's technology isn't big enough to show you what you're going to see soon in the skies. And there's not going to be a damn thing that the government can do about it. Now, for those of you that are operating on lower vibrational frequencies, you won't see it because in order for you to see that type of ship, you have to be operating on a certain particular frequency to be able to see it. That is the number one reason why a lot of you guys do not see things, because you're not operating on the frequency to be able to see it. It's time for you guys to start learning the truth about how this world really operates, because you always think that people are making things up because you're not operating on the frequency and you haven't healed and you haven't expanded your consciousness enough to come into an understanding. When you start talking about things of that nature, they operate on a certain particular frequency. If you are not matching the frequency or vibrating at a higher frequency, you are not going to be able to see the ship. You are not going to be able to see beings. You're not going to be able to see anything other than what your 3D ass always is used to seeing, because you're vibrating too low. So, newsflash, all you NPCs out there, you won't see a damn thing. You continue to go about your daily life because you won't see a damn thing. Now, to those with the soul that are healing, that are choosing to elevate, that are choosing to step away from the things that no longer serve a purpose for them anymore, for those who are getting rid of the dense energy within their body, that are truly taking their healing seriously, not parameter. You got people that do what you call parameter healing. I'm just going to play with this over here and heal this right here, and I'm gonna heal this right here, but I'm not going to do the real healing. I'm just going to jump and skip around that shit. I don't want to deal with that part of myself. I don't even want to express. If you haven't even gotten to the level where you don't have the ability to be able to express your feelings and how you feel, you're not there yet. You're not going to see it because you're carrying around too much dense energy. So when I'm explaining to you guys that if you want to see, you have to be vibrating at a level where you can see. That's why I don't entertain y'all when y'all say things that say the things you say to me. I don't entertain that because I understand where you are and on your conscious level, so you're not even worth arguing with. I keep seeing these new rainbows that keep reminding me of planets very close to Earth. Some of the rainbows seem very different than what they used to be. And you're going to continue to see colors you've never seen before because the veil has lifted. You are going to see other planetary bodies in the skies. These are the things that they've been hiding from the masses. Okay? There are certain forms of very powerful ancient magic that has the ability to lower the frequency in such a way where you can't see certain things. I speak these things to you because I am an original on mission. I share these things with you because I want you to know that this is a very real thing that does exist. And as you say that you're soaking up the knowledge, I hope that you also apply what you're learning. Yes, some people look otherworldly. I'm going to say this one thing to y'all, and I'm going to say this to y'all. When that ship shows up, it's going to give a very clear picture that no, we are not the only beings in this universe. Because Earth is just one planet within the universe. The universe has many planets, many solar systems, and galaxies. A universe is huge. And the beings outside of the firmament, meaning those who are operating on the other side of the wall, they are very large beings. They do not look like the size of us. That's why if you see these Caucasians out here putting info out here talking about, oh, we snatched the being from the other side, and they look human like us in the terms of size, you know it's all cap and stage show and bullshit. Because those beings over there, those originals over there are large. Nothing small about them. They got structures over there that surpasses the damn ice wall in terms of size. So what they don't want y'all to know, originals, is that you originally come from the other side of the ice wall. That's what they don't want you to know. You come from the other side of the ice wall. And you won't get caught in the in-between when you're crossing it because you have the key codes to get to the other side where they do not. And you're going to hear them say, oh, we did this, we discovered that. Lies. Lies. Because there is no Caucasians that exist on the other side of the ice wall. They do not exist. Period. That is the main reason why we are completely blocked off, because they don't want none of the nonsense that's taking place on this side of the world that Satan and Lucifer had inverted. They don't want no parts of that. That's why the firmament was created in the first place. Was to seal everybody in on the inner part, okay, if you think about it from this perspective, okay, of the earth. I know you guys have seen plenty of pictures of this, okay, where you see layers. You'll see ice wall, and then you'll see oceans, and then you'll see islands and all different types of land masses, and then you'll see another ice wall, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay? I want you guys to understand something. What you perceive to be something coming from outer space are simply beings that come from the other side of the ice wall. And they have very powerful, they have technologically advanced cities over there that will make us look like we are in the Stone Age for real. This technology that we're playing with right now is peanuts compared to the technology they're dealing with over there. It's peanuts. Originals, you came over here because you were kind of forced to. You didn't mean to get caught up on this other side of the wall. And some of you felt like you had to go back to some of you felt like you had to go backwards to come forward to the beginning. Some of y'all got too comfortable. Some of y'all went into a deep sleep, a deep slumber, and you forgot who you are. Space is nothing more than the ocean. And you can travel to get to other galaxies through portals of the ocean and stargates of the ocean. Various different levels of water, as long as you got the key codes to be able to get there. Whether physically or spiritually. Girl, them 400 years been up. So I want you guys to really understand and just think about it like this. There are that split. A lot of people went with that old earth. A lot of people didn't come in to the new earth. A lot of them went with the old one. So you're going to see more and more people disappear. You're going to see less and less and less more people. At Kate's Money 89, I swear you asked me this once before. I swear to God, I think you asked me this once before. Either you or somebody else asked that same question. I don't think there's anything significant about it. I just think that might have been a coincidence. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all right now, SpaceX is done. The Gulf of Mexico, as you're asking what that is, the Gulf of Mexico shows remnants of Atlantis. There's pyramids at the bottom of the Gulf of Mexico, just like there's pyramids at the bottom of the Bermuda Triangle. And it's funny how they play in our faces. They call it the Bermuda Triangle, knowing goddamn well there's a pyramid at the bottom of at the bottom of the ocean in that region. But they call it the Bermuda Triangle, playing in our faces. And that triangle, quote unquote, pyramid, has the ability to open up portals which is why when planes fly through there, they're going through a portal and they end up on the other side of the world and all that kind of stuff. That pyramid there. And there's several pyramids that do this around the world. That's correct. Out with the old, in with the new. Now, Trump is also a representation of that. Out with the old, in with the new. I want you guys to understand the whole United States government's contract is up. The whole corporation's contract is up. It was never supposed to go as long as it did. And the only reason why it went as long as it did is because you guys never understood what you were really up against. You didn't understand that you were fighting against ancient beings, fallen beings, Draconians, Greys, fallen angels, fallen Anunnaki. You didn't fully have an understanding of what that really is and what that was really about. And not to mention them dirty ass, raggedy ass Moors. And I'm going to say this again. I am not talking about these broke ass Moors you see running around here. I'm not talking, that's not them. I am talking about the Moors. The malevolent dragon Moors. And other different types of being Moors. The ones that like to look like us, but they're not us. But they have a lot of power and they have a lot of money. Again, I'm not talking about these broke ass Moors you see running around here. They aren't the real Moors. The real Moors I'm talking about has access to their wealth. And their sole job was to suppress the originals. Their sole job was to trick the originals into lowering their frequency. This part of the world that we live in, where these people are, has been infested. And then you got these raggedy ass offspring of these dirty ass damn Moors, and you can tell who they are because these are the ones who mate with them. That's how you know who they are. Now go back and replay it. Go back and look at everything. Go back and watch. Go back and look at them. Go look. Go look. You think I'm bullshitting? Go look. How many Negroes you know? Weak ass Negroes that you know. They had that in them because they're a part of that damn bloodline. Magneto 9K said, oh shit. Yes, you can go to the 5D. You can go higher than 5D. Listen, this is that new age bullshit. Let me focus on the 5D, this, that, and the third, and blah blah blah. Let me tell you something. You literally can vibrate your asses right on up out of here if you really wanted to. Way past the 5D. Gaia is now operating in the 17th dimension right now, and you talking about the 5D. As Gaia's children, your sole job and responsibility is to line yourself up with her frequency by spending as much time with her as you possibly can. You will naturally elevate with her as her child. And if you were in tune with Gaia, you would have already known that she's already surpassed the 5th dimension already. You see, they put these images out there about what the fifth dimension looks like, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They don't tell you about the various different parallel Earths that you can get to as long as you're vibrating on a higher level of consciousness. They don't tell you about that. This is why you don't go outside to get your answers. You go within to get your answers. If you were tapped into your higher self, you would know this already. There it is. Dre 5D says you can feel it too because your soul is telling you to release everything that is not serving us. That is correct. I am working on the book right now. I'm writing a book right now. I told you guys this the other day when I did a live on my people's page. I am working on a book right now. And this book is going to be very powerful because it's going to tell you about the real story of Genesis. And it ain't got shit to do with what was written in the Bible. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Nothing. When I tell you nothing, I mean nothing. That's Lucifer's version of Genesis because she wrote it. Okay? But I will say to you, as far as this so-called president that is concerned, that's a dying system. Wave goodbye. You know, one thing I will say that really kind of shocked me was seeing how many people were waiting to hear to be told something outside of themselves versus them just utilizing their common sense and just simply tapping in. I'm going to tell you how cold they are and how dirty they are with this game, right? They dirty with it. And there are some people that just aren't. And I can tell who's really tapped in and who's not because there's certain things they play out right dead in front of your face. They are so smooth with their shit that they will have a clone appear right in front of your damn face and you wouldn't know the difference. And that happened to some folks recently. Now, I don't know if these particular individuals paid attention because I'm not sure how much they knew this individual prior to. Not sure about that. You know what they say about the internet, everybody can fake and play a role on the internet, so you never really know the people that you're really talking to. You really just don't know who they are, right? But there was something that played out, and there was somebody that is a clone that has been cloned that is playing out in front of certain individuals' faces. And I seen that, and I just shook my goddamn head because I had already called it and said that this was going to happen to this individual, and it happened. There are some people that's going to be brought to justice on that. But I'm going to let that play itself out the way that's supposed to play itself out. But I suggest you guys just keep paying attention to certain things. You're gonna hear some things. You're gonna see some things. You're gonna see some things and hear some things, and some things are gonna play out. That's gonna shock some folk. And for some of you guys that are listening to this live right now, remember I said this because you are going to see and hear something that's going to shock you. And I want you to remember this live and the couple lives I did before this when I tried to tell you what it really was. Doesn't matter who I'm talking about. See, that's the thing about me. I put out encoded messages. They know who I'm talking to, and that's all that matters. My encoded messages goes out to several different groups of people, several different individuals. Here's how I operate. If the shoe fits, wear it. If it don't fit, pass it on to somebody else. If it resonates, then I'm talking to you. If it doesn't resonate, I'm not talking to you. You're welcome, baby girl. That's how I operate. Anybody that knows me knows I will drop some encoded messages and I will drop those messages to certain individuals. Also, I'm going to say this as well. I'm not always talking to you. I know you got pissed off at me a little while back, but I wasn't talking to you. Those messages were somebody else. And you took that and you ran down the block. That was guilt. But I wasn't talking to you. Y'all tripping. He said the locks are locked. Y'all bugging out. Yeah, he did get smaller, didn't he? Do y'all think that's really him though? Even the colors you're wearing tonight speaks for itself. You funny. Big Boss Tasso. That's all it is. That's all it is. And I do have this way of putting messages out there. And sometimes, people feel a certain type of way, and it's only because they're feeling guilty because of their own actions and things like that. But if I am talking directly to you, you're going to know I'm talking directly to you. That's just what it is. I've had people tell me all the time, Isis, I feel like you're talking directly to me. Like I feel like your messages is hitting me, like you talking directly to me. That's because I am. You have to remember, I am a goddess. That being said, I'm omnipresent. I have the ability to speak to thousands of different people at once. So when I'm putting out a message and it resonates with you, that's because there is some part of you that I do know from somewhere. I've known you from a past life, or I'm talking to one of your aspects. Either way you look at it, you resonate who it is that's speaking to you. One of my aspects would be speaking to you direct, and you're going to feel that. Nah, that's not the real Jamie Foxx either. Hell nah. Hell nah. He been gone. Flow Love Trust, girl. I ain't did no live. Girl, please. I be doing lives. I tell me I ain't seen live in a long time. Y'all better stop that mess. I be doing lives. I just be taking breaks. Professor Isis X. That's funny as hell. I got a lot of love for you. I wish you well. I'm gonna say the stream. Can I get a certificate? I took a lot of the classes. That would be nice. I, you know what? I'm thinking about doing that. I was just having a conversation with somebody about that the other day about creating a certificate for the classes. I know the programs definitely have certificates. The classes, maybe I will start doing that. Thank you for coming to me and bringing it to me because that's been a conversation I've been having with my staff. But thank you, baby. I will consider that. Unconditional love. That is correct. That is my heart space. My heart space is unconditional love. Thank you for recognizing. I greatly appreciate you. It is a school. You're absolutely correct. It is a school. And I'm going to be expanding it more. I have a lot of programs and classes that I'll be focusing on this year that I'll be releasing. As a matter of fact, just to let y'all know, I got another flyer coming up. I got another cryptocurrency class I'm getting ready to launch. And I'm looking forward to that. So that's coming up. That flyer hopefully will be up by Friday. Trading for beginners of crypto. So get ready for those who came to the first ones. That first one was nice. I know you guys been reaching out and you guys been hitting Cartier up, asking him, "Hey man, we thought you were going to teach us how to trade." I'm like, "No, we're going to go through the basics first, because some of y'all don't even know nothing about crypto. Talking about you want to get into trading." So now we're going to get into that next. So we want to make you aware that class is coming up next. I got another Self Defense 2 course that's coming up, which is dope. I got another Activate Your God Powers 2 course that's coming up that's going to be really dope. Now, that class is going to require clearance. It's going to require clearance because I am going to school the hell out of you about how to tap into your original powers, and you're going to be experiencing things in real time with your own shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's going to require clearance. Some of these classes that the crypto no doesn't require clearance. But some of these other classes I'm going to be doing does require clearance, because you have individuals out here that are looking to corrupt. And so I'm putting certain things in place to make sure that that doesn't happen. You all in, fam? You all in? Yeah. Yeah. This next one I'm going to do is going to teach that self-defense. This next self-defense I'm about to do, y'all going to need it. Y'all going to need the self-defense. Y'all going to need it. There's a lot of things y'all don't even know how to activate your shields. You don't know how to activate you don't know how to activate your shit. You don't know nothing about protocols. You don't know nothing about shit. You don't know how to run your security detail and all that type of shit. Some of y'all do. Some of y'all getting hipped up because some of y'all are talking to your ourselves and they putting y'all up on game about certain things. But we're extremely advanced over here. Okay, we're advanced. All right, I mean very advanced. We ain't going to teach you what we know from that level, but I am going to teach you on a level that is good for the collective. It's good for the collective. Yes. And let me just say this at Money Goat 222, a lot of us are Orishas. All these rapid cancer deaths and heart attacks coming from that. You already know what time it is. What the protocols talking about, Ma? Listen, that class is going to be off the that class right there is going to be off the chain. Y'all going to like that class. Y'all going to like that class. The last class I did, which was pretty dope, and that class is still up for sale. But for some of you that took that one self-defense class I did, I called in AI, and I had you guys feel what the AI was like. Y'all couldn't see the AI, but y'all could feel the AI. I called in the malevolent AI, then I called in the neutral AI, then I called in the benevolent AI, and y'all was able to feel the differences in the energy. You know what I'm saying? And I called in like various different beings. That class was dope. That class was dope. Y'all learned some things with that class right there. Y'all learned some things with that. Y'all did. I taught y'all some things about that, about how to detect nefarious energy when it comes around. Because one thing that evil cannot hide is its own energy. Okay, you ain't did it yet. Y'all playing. Y'all say y'all want to do this. Y'all playing. Y'all playing. Yes, I am her daughter. Yes, I am. And you know the Orishas, they have. Okay, so let me put y'all up on game about something. When you find out that you have Orisha parents, I want you to be clear. If you have Orisha parents, that's because you yourself are an Orisha. Your parents have your actual Orisha name, and it's not the name that the priests give you. That's a different name they give you for your priesthood and stuff like that when you come into the priesthood. But then there's the actual name that the Orishas actually give you. Okay, so I'm one of the fire goddesses as an Orisha. Okay, as far as my Orisha aspect. Okay, the daughter of Oshun and Shango. And I asked them, I said, what is the actual name that you guys actually gave me? And they told me. I said, okay. I said, all right, there's millions of Orishas. I just want to say that to y'all. There's millions of Orishas. And I'm actually going to come out and I'm going to teach a course about that. And y'all will pay. It's not free. But I am going to teach a course about Orishas in a way that you've never heard it taught before. Because what I've come to realize and what the Orishas have shown me is that the teachings that we know about hasn't evolved past those teachings. It's like, you know about this, you know about that, you know about the 256 Odu. Actually, there's more than 256 Odu. Way more than 256 Odu. So I'm going to be introducing new information that'll be coming out when I start going into that phase. It's going to be a phase I'll be in where I'll just be strictly teaching about that and how to apply those teachings to help better your life, because a lot of people don't even really know what Odu really is. You're thinking about the stories of the Odus and all that and the messages that come out and the Ebo that has to be done. Yes, that's true. But also at the same time, there's different things that you can do with Odu that's not talked about or taught about from the priests on a quantum level. Okay? I already talked about that at the very beginning, baby. You missed that whole thing. At 4 Carby, that's already been talked about. You want to go back and watch the live. I don't repeat myself. But the Orishas was teaching me quantum things, quantum level information. I was learning that from the Orishas. So my priesthood took it elevated to a different level. I've even had conversations with my elders about some of the teachings that they have taught me. Yes, you can hear the Orishas speak. There are people out here that say, oh, you can't hear no, you can't hear the Orishas speak. That ain't got shit to do with me. You know what I'm saying? I can hear them talking. I talk to my father and I talk to my mother. I talk to my grandpapa, Obatala. I can hear them talking. Okay? But my teachings is very different. My house is ran very differently. Like, I don't even initiate people until you go through. You got to go through 2 healing programs before I would even consider making you a part of my temple or my house. You got to heal first. So my setup is different. You don't just come in. You just don't come in. It don't work like that. And on top of that, it's Shango's house. So if Shango don't approve you ain't getting in anyway. And if your ancestors don't approve you still ain't getting in. So either way you look at it, you get your ancestors first got to say it's a go. Then my father got to say it's a go. You know what I'm saying? So you got some protocols you got to go through to get into the house. They don't teach anything about aspects in the tradition of Ifa. I teach about aspects because I just happen to be an Ifa priest that knows about the aspects. You see how that works? You got to come see me. If you want to know, come see me and get Ifa reading. I'm also bringing in the Aaron D. Lagoon reading too, which is the 16 calories. I do the readings with the 16 calories as well. So that's also offered to people as well. I'm going to be offering that on the website as well. But my style is just a little bit different just because they have assisted me in advancing in knowledge in that arena. There are some elders out there that's put out books called The Cosmology of Ifa. Very powerful brothers who have put some of those books out there. Okay. But I'm more quantum level with it. I'm more quantum level. So I can tell you, okay, the Orishas come from Xylanthia. Some Orishas come from Andromeda. That's not known to most people as far as where they actually come from. Because they're very vast. And a lot of times people try to put some type of box, and I'll be laughing at them. I'm like, do you guys have any idea how vast the Orishas are? I don't think y'all get it. I really don't think you're not aware. You can't be. but they're very vast beings. Okay? And no, we don't worship Orishas in my temple. My people tell me don't do that. We don't do no worshiping. Nothing outside of ourselves. They teach, they guide, they assist. Period. That's why I said my house is different than most houses out here. I tried. I'm trying now. African Queen Goddess, what you waiting on, child?
Look at it. It's doing this stupid shit where it reverses my damn camera. There you go. Hola.
Hola.
Seeing my damn gaming remote controller and things and gadgets.
I am on TikTok. I'm on TikTok, but they got like 50 pages of me over there. How you'll know it's me? And it's a shame because I don't really be on TikTok like that because I heard TikTok be doing too much over there. So that's why I just be like, I just post things that I'm advertising or whatever. TikTok does too much. But it's I am the realest to ever do it over there. But you got to really pay attention to the spelling because they be tearing my damn name up over there, fam. On my profile, it literally says I do not solicit readings, so don't buy any. If you want to ever get a reading or a service from me, you go to IsisWisdom.com. You don't go no place else. Do not hit me up. Talking about Isis, somebody hit me up on Instagram or somebody hit me up on TikTok pretending to be you. If you're stupid enough to go and pay somebody money when you see that my real Instagram is here with the website, and you're not smart enough to go to the website or reach out to me to see if that's really me, then that I have nothing to do with that.
Discerning ain't discerning.
Yeah, now I ain't got nothing to do with that. What up? What up? What up? What up?
Greetings. I had to eat something to recharge my energy, and I was ready to go. But you was cooking, so I had to let you cook. And then when I was like, okay, let me send this request in, and then Instagram want to be shady as fuck. So I'm like, all right, bet. You must not know about me. Well, I can orchestrate this to where you can see. So there you go. I'm here.
So this is my cosmic brother, Neo Cosmos. Say hi.
Hola. And I got these cards ready. So who's ready for the cosmic smoke?
Shit. I ain't shit. What time is it?
Over by me, it's 9:30.
Yes, I'm saving it. Anatol says, peace, Neo. Yeah, all y'all say hi to my brother. Go follow my brother on his Instagram page. Let's help him get past. Let's help him get up to like 1,000 followers on his Instagram page. He just told me something crazy about how Instagram ain't allowing him to go live on his phone because now they got some stipulation like TikTok where if you don't have at least 1,000 followers, you can't go live on your phone, which is the craziest thing I've ever heard. So go follow my brother. He is also an excellent reader, an excellent medium, very talented. Go see my brother.
Gratitude.
Light Man, 187. Hi, Von Exnessa. Hola.
Hola. Buenas para todos.
I appreciate y'all.
Because, Instagram just be on some, well, you ain't algorithming enough, so fuck your lives unless you go on a computer and use StreamYard.
Jesus. That's crazy word. Now, I was telling these people about that Trump situation today. I had a conversation with them earlier about that Trump. And I was like, Trump gone.
Going to pastures.
On the pastures. And I was just literally saying about how the comments that I'm seeing on the internet of people just hoping to hear that this man died. And I'm like, if you keep believing your lying eyes if you want to, and your lying ears if you want to, keep believing that.
Ashes to ashes, dust to despair, man.
If I come out and I say something like this, that means there's something that I know that y'all don't know. I want you guys to understand that. There's something that I know that you guys don't know. I have no reason to make that up. What they show on TV is what they show on TV. That's optics and illusions. I think I might teach a class about um, how to see what's hidden in plain sight. Teaching people how to see with their heart space versus their lying eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Discernment. He determined that bad on the quick. He got the cosmic. That and Nancy. These stylists and continue not to pay these people any mind. That's a good space for you to be in. That's a good space for you to be in. Let me tell y'all. Oh, thank you, D Stylist. I appreciate you. Yeah, they say you a real one, brother.
I gotta be. I gotta be. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna guide, you gotta give a piece of the authentic pieces of yourself also, so people can see where you were also and who you are now and how it's possible. It's possible.
One of the realists out there, Abundance, honey. How are you doing? Especially if you're not saying allegedly because you usually do. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that because I know what I know. That's all I'm going to say on that. I know what I know. And if y'all only understood, I would love to go into detail to speak on why I say the things that I say. But at the same time, I feel like when I come out and I drop science to y'all about things that you've never heard of before, the things that you weren't aware of, that in itself that speaks for itself, right? So if I come out and I speak and I say something like that, there's a reason why I'm saying that. But also I come to the self-realization is that people are going to believe what they want to believe, and that's perfectly fine, okay, with me too, because I'm not here to convince anyone. It's I'm just letting y'all know that there are certain signs of the times, and they're doing everything they can to hold on to that old thing. But I don't know about y'all, but haven't you noticed how far away you've been feeling from all of this? How many of you guys been feeling like you're so far away from a lot of this political bullshit?
Well, you know I am. Gone away from that.
Okay, D Stylist, thank you, baby. How long have you guys been feeling like you're so far away from it? That is because you're raising a vibrational frequency, right? That's why you feel so far away from it. But as individuals who are on mission, we're always aware of things that are going on around the world and how it affects the collective because our job is to assist the collective. One of my jobs is to disseminate information to the collective so they know what they can detach themselves from and know what's what. Now, if a few stragglers just happen to pop in, that may not necessarily be a part of the collective, but they might find out some of the they may find that some of the content is interesting to them. They're going to stick around, they're going to listen, et cetera, et cetera. But I want you guys to understand when an original is on assignment, their assignment is to assist the collective. That is what it's for. So when I expose certain things, there's a reason why I'm exposing certain things. It is to get you to remove yourself from the matrix, to get you to detach yourself from the matrix. Things are not what they seem. And you don't have to personally care about it. It's not for you. I don't even know if you're really a part of the collective. So this isn't, but again, I said this is for the collective. Okay? because there are a lot of people out here that are heavily influenced by it. And so some information I have to disseminate to the public to make them aware. The birthing pains are no joke. D Stylist says, I'm not engaging my energy with the same narratives. Boom. And that's another thing. I'm glad you said it like that. With the same narratives. Very good.
Because all that's going to do is
Because
have it illuminated.
there it is.
Got to
There it
change
is.
perspective. Yeah.
There it is. And this is how you know. Flo Rocha says, man, I haven't seen a Super Bowl halftime show since 2021. Now, I did watch that Kendrick. I'm not going to sit up here and fake. I watched that Kendrick. And I ain't going to fake about that either, nor pretend for none of you niggas. I watched that Kendrick. Period. And I know a lot of y'all did watch Kendrick Lamar at the Super Bowl. I know y'all did. Don't be sitting up here in line saying you didn't watch it. I know you watched it.
You had to lie, Craig, to kick it.
You're going to call it out. I'm going to call it out. Facts like, well, look, someone said, but that's the only one though. Someone said facts, that's the only one though. Listen. You was like, I ain't gonna watch the game though. But when that halftime show come in, I'm gonna definitely be there. And he shut that whole shit down. Don't hate. Kendrick's halftime show at the Super Bowl was fire.
And
I had a damn good time.
Drake was tight as hell.
Especially when DJ Mustard. I lost my shit when he did that.
Try to sue him and shit, serving papers.
I had a good ass time. Look, one thing I'm going to say to y'all, that just because people are spiritual and conscious and vibrating on high frequencies and things like that, does not mean that we're not normal. Does not mean that we don't ground. Does not mean that we understand that we don't understand that we have earthly things to deal with. Does not mean that we don't go out and we don't have fun. We go out, we have fun, we have a great time. Okay, I was just with my family. Okay, we all had a blast down to Cancun.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I had a damn good time. We do live life. And not to mention, I'm still hood at the end of the day. So I'm going to let y'all know that right off the rip. I'm still hood. Okay, I didn't say ghetto. I didn't say ratchet. I said hood.
Because words mean things. What are words?
It feels like I'm living in another dimension. It feels like there's a split. I've been spoke on that. I spoke on that earlier, baby. Earth been split. It was our root against our heart. That's how I saw it. Boom. Tore it up. He did though. He did though. One of the things I like about what y'all is the fact that I can go there and go conscious on you heavy, but then at the same and break a lot of awareness down to y'all, but then turn around and bring it back. You know what I'm saying? And have a good time. The whole point was to listen, pick up on the message, not the outfits. Boom. She said, me all day. Always part of the neighborhood. I love when you show us duality. Exactly. Because I think there's this misconception that us healers, we only operate a certain type of way. You got that all the way wrong and twisted up. You got to have balance in everything that you're doing. You have to. You have to have balance in everything that you're doing. You have to. Being in certain spaces for a long period of time can become monotonous, and it can weigh you down. So you have to balance that stuff out.
Yeah, that's a good way to avoid burnout. And by putting yourself out there, it helps you with your elevation, help you spiral upward, opposed to being stagnant.
That is correct. And he had every sports bar, sports club, everything rocking. Even down here, they was rocking down here, which tripped me out.
You
It's
check out
really
what
the
Trap God
churchgoers
said.
who profess to have gifts of healing who really be draining MFers.
Trap God
My
just
favorite
said.
is okay. This is funny. My favorite is
Mhm.
you're supposed to be spiritual. You can't cuss, and then she says, "Yes, the F I can." The trap guide.
Yeah, I love the cuts. I love it. Get the point across.
No, I love Telegram. I got my Discord now, and IsisWisdom.com now that has like a lot of thousands of people on that website. So no, I don't know now on Telegram anymore. Telegram is just too like this that anything can get in Telegram. It's a Telegram for the streets. Telegram, you out there in the trenches and shit in Telegram. Anybody can get to you. Telegram. I'm trying to tell you, Telegram has changed their platform in a way that I don't like. You know what I'm saying? So I had to get up out of there.
Yeah, there be bots and things on there. There's a lot of agents cloaking and using other people's pictures without permission, posing as someone else, but they're not. And if you're not tapped in and don't have your discernment on check, you get easily pulled into something that you didn't ask for. So that was problematic.
She said, I just need an update. It's all good. Would you get Twitch? I am on Twitch. I'm on Twitch. Been on Twitch. I'm also on oh my goodness, what's the name of that platform? I just can't think of it anymore. It's right there. The alternative to YouTube. It's right there. What's the new spot? That new joint over there? I got Discord. I'm talking about that new that not that that place that's alternative to YouTube. I can't think of the name of it right there, but I'm on that too.
Rumble.
Hell no, not Clubhouse. I did start my Patreon, but I'm not active on there. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Rumble. I'm on Rumble. I'm over there on Rumble. I'm not on Shoot, but I am on Rumble. I'm still Rumble seems like it's for a lot. I don't know. It's a different type of energy over there in Rumble. I'm having to spend more time over there to really get a feel for Rumble because a lot of stuff they have on there. It's just something I got to get used to. Their
Yeah.
platform is a platform you got to get used to.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of political stuff going on over in Rumble. Um, so I'm still feeling my way. I'm still feeling my way through, but I am on Twitch TV. Twitch. Okay, so let me tell y'all something about Twitch. When I started doing some stuff over on Twitch, I don't know what was happening, but it's like I felt like my stuff was getting hacked or something because they were doing things to interrupt the lives on there. So I'm like, okay, well, am I not supposed to be doing lives over here on Twitch? Like, what the hell's going on? So I think at that time, that was like 2 years ago. I still have the account. I'm just not over there. I just noticed a lot of weirdness going on over there with Twitch. So I'm like, okay, maybe that ain't the platform for me. So I'm gonna have to go back over there and spend some time over on Twitch and see if they've expanded their stuff and see what they're talking about over there. They're asking, do you play Fortnite?
Yeah, I just answered him. I have the game saved, but I just haven't played it because I'm very funny about playing with other people I don't know because there's a lot of people out there that try to be a little extra and I don't have time for it. So if I was to play, I'm gonna have to play it in a closed room because I'm like, nah, I don't have time for that extra shit. It's affecting my energy with that.
Okay,
You
someone said you need to go over to Kick. They let you say whatever you want. If this is the same platform I'm thinking about, they wilding over there. If this is the same platform I'm thinking about, I think I went over there and checked them out. They wilding over there on Kick.
Mhm.
Okay, someone said Rari Red 888 said I play Fortnite every day. Add me. Money Ghost says they are shadow banning my YouTube too and kicking my videos off the uploading process. Yeah, Kick is too crazy. Yeah, they be wilding over there. Kick they be wilding. SGK, do you have the same name on the website? SGK, it's the same name, so I can pull you up. They're picky when it comes to these things. That's one of the reasons. That's actually one of the reasons why on YouTube, what I do, right, is I'll post a couple videos back to back to back, and then I won't be on there for like a whole month. And my audience over there, they get pissed because like, I hate when you do that. I hate that when you do that, ISIS. Stop doing that. I'm like, yeah, but they mess with my algorithm too much. You know, they just want to mess with everybody's algorithm. So I just don't be on there. I just don't be on there. I'm going to upload this video to my YouTube, though. I got a bunch of videos to upload to my YouTube. I just haven't done it yet. Okay, so I want to give you guys an update. One of my the video editor who helped me do my first Animus video, he just reached back out to me out the blue. And so guess what? Guess what? He sent me like several trailers. I didn't even know he was even working on that. He sent me several trailers of the Animus. Damn watermelon. Y'all know I can't resist it. I can't resist no watermelon. I can't resist. So he reaches out to me and he says, no, he sends me the clips. I said, you ready to get to work? He said, you already know. He literally sent me like 4 or 5 different joints. I was like, oh shit. I said, you're going to start some shit with this. I said, because they've been waiting for me to start to bring back that Animus for the longest. And he literally hit me with like 4 commercial joints, 4 or 5 commercial joints for the Animus. I told him, I said, boy, I said, there's a lot going on. I showed him about some of the folk, bro. He said, oh, this is going to require a whole team, because he went and started researching some of the names I gave him as far as who to look out for. He said, I said, this is bigger than like a 2-man team. Like you need about 4 or 5 folks. I said, I already got them. And I got another editor for you. So there's that. A whole team. It's going to take a whole team to do this.
Now, on the live I did earlier, I mentioned the card that lies beneath with that moon card, and it was upright. Everything that is hidden is being revealed, and that's one of them. The Animus AI is also going to be one of those things that's going to be all out there in everybody's face.
They shadow banned you for not getting a badge. I ain't got one. Yes. See the watermelon. I don't know what the hell y'all talking about. I told you I eat the seeds and every damn thing.
Yeah, that's medicine. Eating the seeds too.
Okay. They want to know if you know anything about the Pisces eclipse on September 7th. That's this coming Sunday. Gwen brought that to my attention about that eclipse. It's with the super blood moon. She just asked me about that today.
Now, what I'm picking up from that Pisces eclipse, that Pisces eclipse is going to shut down people's belief in things, and they're going to be forced to know.
Mm.
It's a reset. This is going to be a lunar reset, and it's based off of everything that's taking place right now as far as the elevation. So yeah, that's actually a good time to light up your candles too, as far as you resetting, especially if you have issues with trusting in your own in your knowing. Because if you are not solid in your knowing, how could you manifest? How could you conjure? How could you open the roads? You're not 100% sure. But on the flip side of that, when it comes to collective level, it's going to be it's going to be a reset, and people are going to be pushed out of their beliefs into knowing.
Yep. Mm-hmm. They're asking me about that picture behind you.
This is mi
Madre. Yeah,
madre.
Madre. Mm-hmm.
This is mi madre, Santísima Muerte. Okay, I'll just say it. She is also my actual mother. She is my spiritual mother. So there's a lot of devotees. There's a lot of devotees that consider her to be Madre also, and she also considered them their children. But it's a little deeper with me. Like she was dead ass my mother in another life. Yeah, she's beautiful. She is. Neon colors. Because she loves colors just like me. And Madre come in multiple forms and multiple aspects. Where most people see her like in this form, or she looks like the Grim Reaper. But she also comes in the form as a magician. She comes with the hat just like this, with a wider brim, of course. She wears hats just like me, and she wears her power suits also, and she dresses fly as all get out. That's one of her forms. And then there's the other form where she wears a dress and you can actually see her face. And what most people don't
No, she is
realize.
not the same energy as Mama Bridget. Bridget is Budan.
Mm-hmm.
Santa Muerte. That's who he's talking about. He calls her Santissima.
Santissima, correcto. She has another form where she wears a dress and you can actually see her features. And what most people think that she looks like, she does not. She's indigenous to Amexem. And the indigenous Amexem look like myself and Ia. So you do the math with that. She comes in many forms, and depending on your connection and your ties with her, she'll show up in her different forms. So she
I
doesn't
just
always.
told you, Nanny and Easy just explained to you who she is. Were you listening?
Wait, what was the question? Trying to find this.
She asked me to explain the scar. I said you were just explaining who she was.
As far as the skull form, because she is the Holy Death. So she shows up as the skull lady or the bony lady, as some people refer her to. But she also has a more of a sinister form, especially if it's go time. Like if you fuck with her kids, if you out here disrespecting women, if you out here throwing magic at people that she holds near and dear as a devotee, you may see another side of her that could cause you to slip out of your body. So she's nothing to mess with when it comes to you come against her or her home.
She is not Uyat. That's a different pantheon.
Santa Muerte is her own saint. She is a saint, but the saint of death. But she's more than just death. She is the saint of creation also, and she accepts everybody as they are. But one thing she does not like is disrespect. And the other thing that she doesn't like is when people fuck with her people. She knows your heart, and she usually go for those who are constantly ostracized and pushed aside and casted out. Nobody takes seriously, so on and so forth. And what she do is she gives and views us with love that we possibly never had. Don't get her confused with Mama Brigitte or any other Loa or any other deity. I'm talking about Santissima Muerte. She is her own. She loves everybody. She doesn't care if you're gay, straight, triangular, upside down, circular, whatever. All she cares about is your loving heart space and you doing your best to keep your word and to do go on to others also. And she will
Boom.
put your ass in check if you're doing some stupid shit you ain't supposed to be doing. Just like a mother, and she'll put you in check.
Quick, with a quickness. With the quickness. Malika's making all these delicious snacks and shit. I'm going to get up out of here. She won't have me snacking on these damn fruits.
And to Alija, to answer your question, because she does, because a lot of those criminals, some of those criminals are wrong, are just, they had a rough way to go. And she usually gravitates towards those who really need her when they feel that they have nobody else. And don't get me wrong, there are some devotees out here that be doing some other shit.
But not with
But
her.
I'm sure it's within the means of the karma. So if the karma is over 9, she ain't gonna tolerate it. So at the end of the day, she does have somewhat of a bad rep with certain people that may not be familiar with her or work with her. But I guarantee you, yeah, she does gravitate towards those who have been wrongfully accused for crimes or been pushed into doing criminal behavior because they're trying to find means of survival. And because she has a loving heart that she does, she works with people where they're at. And she's not only a protector, she also pushes for justice. So that's why in certain statues of her, you see her with the justice scale. So at the end of the day, regardless of someone being deemed as a criminal in this realm, she doesn't see it that. She sees it a little deeper than just that. All right, enough of my soapbox about mine today.
Shante said, that's good, but I want the watermelon. You funny.
Refreshing. Let's see, because I know there's a lot of comments there. It's going past. Okay. So yes, you would know if you. So one thing about Santa Muerte, she would definitely visit you personally, either in your dream state, because that's what she did with me a couple years ago during a meditation, during your times of you feeling as if nothing is working out and you're just crestfallen and you're down and out. Sometimes your ancestors would allow her to come forth to assist you, but that is only if it's something about you that she sees in you And that's nothing to take lightly. It's everything to embrace and not to be afraid of.
Go look up the definition of the number 144. Just Google it. 144 number meaning. That's all you gotta do is put it in Google and it'll tell you what it means. Brother, I'm gonna end this live and come back.
Yeah, no
I'm gonna
worries.
save this because I'm gonna save this because I gotta upload this over to YouTube and I don't want
Oh,
it to
yeah.
go past a certain point.
Whatever works for you. This is your platform.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna hang up and come back. I need to save this live so I can upload to YouTube.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.